And we find that these programs are not for the good of the community, and that's why I ordered them banned.
Right now, at this moment, Canada is in trouble. Airsoft in Canada, as a whole, could be banned, and the police could be given the right to confiscate your airsoft guns whenever they'd like. Since there's some confusion between real firearms, air rifles, paintball guns, and yes, even airsoft. Either there's some confusion or someone is really trying to be ignorant. Why would I want to look into the things I'm about to regulate and restrict to better understand them? I don't see the point. This is all because of this. This is Bill C-21, a bill that would make airsoft guns that replicate real firearms the same thing as prohibited replica firearms. Airsoft is getting better and better at being as realistic as possible. We've gone from incorrect dimensions and cheap material to stuff like steel and polymers that are used on the real articles, and exact 1-to-1 scales being more of a standard. And that just might be the problem. Before, Canadian law required airsoft replicas to fall into a feet per second or power range. Anything firing a 6mm projectile below 500 feet per second / 5.7 joules fell into a loophole that granted them immunity. The C-21 bill would change that by changing the definition of a prohibited replica firearm to anything that matches the shape and look of a real firearm, rendering airsoft as a hobby dead in Canada. Simply put, if it has a real steel counterpart, then it would be considered a prohibited replica firearm. If this were to pass, airsoft fields would lose their customers. Airsoft stores wouldn't have any airsoft guns, but at least the people who have airsoft guns right now would be grandfathered in. But there's a nice little loophole that they made sure to include to crush your hopes and dreams. Since Section 11703 of Bill C-21 would allow any police officer to confiscate any airsoft gun if on demand for a prohibited firearms license is failed, which you won't have because no one in the Canadian public has a prohibited firearms license. It doesn't exist. There won't be a ticket for you to pay so you can get your airsoft guns. Once they confiscate them, they're gone. Meaning, if the police were clever enough, or soulless enough in this case, they could park themselves right outside of an airsoft field or an airsoft store and just pull over every single person that comes out and confiscate their guns if they have any, and just throw them into a panel van, and that would be the end of it. Whoever wrote this section right here knew what they were doing. They covered the back door, the way out to reduce the loss because of C-21. If you still don't understand how this affects airsoft in Canada, then let me draw you up some examples. Let's just say I'm living in Canada and C-21 just passed. Well, my hopes to get a new replica just got crushed because now it's impossible. But hey, everything I own right now just got grandfathered in, so I'm alright. But I wouldn't be able to sell these to another Canadian, get any other replicas into the country, sell it to an American or anyone outside of Canada, or just give it to someone else to play with at a field. Simply lending a friend an airsoft gun so they can play alongside you at a field would be illegal under C-21. This would effectively make sales, import, export, and transfers illegal. And if a police officer for whatever reason were to pull me over with a gun case in my back seat, or come to the door and happen to see over my shoulder all the airsoft replicas that I had, it would be game over for my collection. They could confiscate every single one of my airsoft guns, just because I don't have a fictional license. Another example I can give would pertain to this. This is on airsoft gun. This is a real Galil that takes 5.56. Now I have about 6 replicas of the Galil. They would all become illegal, prohibited replica firearms, simply because my airsoft Galils look like my real Galil. Adults, teens, and children can become criminals because of C-21 and other bills that might become influenced by C-21. But there is a way to fight this. If you live in Canada, then please contact your local MPs. Write to them, call them, send them emails, do whatever you can to get their attention. They need to know why you don't support C-21 and what it will do to our game and what it will do to business owners and to all the law-abiding players. Fill them in about what airsoft is and how it makes you happy if they have no idea what airsoft is really about. Teach them before someone signs off on something they don't even have a clue about just to get it off of their desk. They've tried this kind of stuff before. This isn't the first time an amendment to the National Firearms Act has threatened airsoft, so teaching them about airsoft could crush other future bills that target airsoft. This should be something that really wakes up players about how to safely handle, transport, and play with anything airsoft. Get a case, get a bag, do whatever you can to transport your replicas safely so no one in the public can see them, because they most likely don't want to. And the police definitely won't be interested in the way you'd hope for if they see your airsoft guns. Something caused a scare, and we can't have that happen again. Luckily, Canadian Parliament haven't looked over this bill yet, and that's where you all can play a major part in this. You can call your MPs, you can sign petitions, you can make videos about what airsoft has done for you, and you can just teach other people what airsoft is really about. Airsoft has been a great way to make friends, get out and exercise, be social, how people get to enjoy nature, and learn gun safety. And I couldn't care less if YouTube wants to constantly block my videos or demonetize them so no one gets notifications or recommendations from me. Airsoft changed my life for the better, and it still is to this day. Canada isn't beyond the point of no return. Its airsoft community can be saved if we all just work together. But if you still really don't think that this Airsoft Canada ban really pertains to you, then just keep this in mind. Someone might look into C-21 and think that your country could benefit from the same thing. I'll be leaving several links to petitions, other videos from Runkle of the Bailey, Arm & Gun, Trigger Airsoft, House Gamers Airsoft, and several other videos as they pop up, and to articles and the bill itself for you to read into. I really want you all to be informed and get involved. But until that next video drops from the city of San Antonio, this has been Scott Hollenbeck, and I will be sure to see you all next time.